Hi friends, here I'm going to say summary of the chapter 6 to 10 from the novel Fault in Our Stars by John Greer. As Hazel's look at Caroline's Facebook page, she and the reader are able to note what things are parallel and what are in the stark contrast. The first thing, Hazel note in their appearance. Once affected by cancer, they looked similar, but before cancer, they looked very different. In this way, she feels her body ruled by cancer in the same way as the other girl and feeling unrestrained rather than animosity. However, in the reading the post, she sees that their cases are very different, especially in the way that cancer affected their emotions. Reading the post on her wall is also different to herself. She is able to witness the way that people think to glorify her, pigeonholes her into life only with cancer. And low people seeks to attentions and comfort from posting on her wall even though she can't receive their thoughts or writing. The title of the book, Fault in Our Stars, is directly referred in once Peter Van Herten's letter in which he writes, She better to you seeker than the stars would not be so terrible crossed, but it is the nature of star to cross and never. Was Shakespeare's more wrong than when he had not the fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars but in ourselves. Easy to say when you are Roman's nobleman, but there is no shortage of fault to be found amid our star. The theme Green calls us out against us in this little is a vector of agency. Though seems to say that the problem is not fate but within oneself. One Hurtenses argues that is easy to say when one is privileged, but become apparent as untrue. When one lives through true adversities, Green's title then calls us out this theme directly both the romance of the star-crossed loves and inability to steer these lives individually and together to be what they would have wanted. Love is discussed in many passages in this Hazel's staying strong in her lack of commitments or response to Guy's repeated professions of love, but feelings love or himself as when he reads to her at her house. Hazel seems to love Augustus most when he is not acting, is putting on show of coolness or feelings or experiencing glee at a plane flying. The times that he does get on the kick about violence and mysteries Hazel does not fully understand will be brought out later. In the different way, the view death especially as the potential approaches their own at a young age. For the time being, however, Hazel has still decides to keep him at a safe distance. The scene in which Hazel's mom rushes out, the shower turns, as happens every few chapters, a brief eye to inner mutual. Life of the parents is in the stories to Hazel's father often shows and almost putting thought Hazel's eyes since Hazel's mother panic on when the reader knows that the Hazel's is absolutely fine and even happy. Demonstrates the level of worry that she constantly must live at, especially with the trip blooming. Ahead in this moment, Hazel's rolls as note seems to notice again, revealing slow quickly, she can remember and forget again the strike of her parent. The stress that hustles and guys get in the airport, like the comparisons between different people's hustle can handle spending time with and why. Again, so as illness is more hidden, cannot take the strikes and has to leave quickly. Hustle used to Starks notes them with but does not react strongly. She understands that to most other her life is ruled by cancer, knowing that to some extent it is true and enhanced by the technology that reveals us her status to others, parallel to someone extend her appetence of cancer and even death that Augustus seems to lack, especially later in the book. Thank you.